We're here today in Brussels to take part in the actual assembly for this year, and it's the 25th anniversary, so congratulations firstly. I'd just like to ask a couple of questions really that relate to the reports that you've issued today. Now, I mean, as we've been hearing at today's event, subsidiarity is the main theme. Could you give, for people watching this, a little background to what subsidiarity is? Because for most that aren't in Brussels, it will be a completely alien word.
I love to explain that because for sure nobody knows it. It's an old principle of our Western civilization that goes back to Greek times, and it's basically the idea that people take decisions on their own life themselves, that they are not treated as objects, but that they have a chance to make decisions that concern their life themselves, and you delegate only to a higher level those things that you cannot manage by yourself. And that means in Europe you should always, you should never forget about local authorities, about regions, when you make decisions.
Now, the three reports that you've published today, obviously they relate to subsidiarity. So firstly, what do you think the benefits of subsidiarity are?
Yeah, I think, you know, in reality, subsidiarity is not something technical like it sounds. In reality, subsidiarity is about empowerment of people, giving them the opportunity to make decisions, to take action, to be active, to be creative, to do something with their life. And that's what subsidiarity mainly is about. And that is also the important point of those studies. You can see that regional elected politicians, they bend down backwards down to really do something to change the situation in their region, to do something well for their citizens, because they are elected representatives, and that's really the point where the things are moving. And subsidiarity in that context then means you need to give them the opportunity to really make those decisions and not interfere, make life complicated, and so on and so on.
Sure. Now, obviously, this is a European region event, and obviously we're here during what is the worst economic crisis in living memory. There are clearly challenges and clearly opportunities for the European regions. What are your thoughts?
We asked our members, what are you doing in the crisis, how are you affected? And to cut it short, you can see that exactly those regional politicians, the elected people, they really have started a lot different initiatives, from investment programs to retraining of people who lost their jobs, from bringing people and business companies, banks together to see what can be done by the region, and so on and so on and so on. And basically the crisis, how you react on the crisis is to create employment, because that's what people are concerned with. And employment means make sure that businesses can develop. And in Europe, the strongest dynamic in businesses comes from small and medium enterprises. And again, there are millions, and millions of them are really important for the economy. Politicians on the regional level know those companies. They know them inside out. They know the owners. They know the people who work there. They have an understanding what's going on there, and they are best placed to really support them. And that's part of what we do always, to support our members in doing a good policy for SMEs.
Sure. Now, something you were telling the Assembly a little earlier, relating to what you just said about economic growth, was that actually the transition to a low-carbon economy, a low-energy world, for want of a better description, is somewhere where there's a lot of jobs potentially to come. Would you explain something? Would you explain a little more?
Yeah, we had the Energy Day, the region's Energy Day in Brussels here the other day. And we could see the wealth of very diverse, very creative initiatives that have been taken since many years sometimes by regions to fight climate change and to tackle all of these questions. And that means investing in green energy, whether regions have a lot of competences and resources or not, just doing it. And I do believe personally that you have these global talks, climate change and whatever, but I do believe that regions are already very, very advanced in this context. And in fact, nation states and even European Union sometimes should have a look what's already happening there in that context if they want to be useful.
Klaus, thank you very much. Very kind.